Hey, welcome back to ClearTalk. On this episode, I'm going to go deep into the secrets of storytelling, how to get better engagement on your social media, and what to do if you're sitting at home missing your job right now because of coronavirus. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to ClearTalk, guys. The whole point of this show is that I help you out. You ask questions, I answer them. And so I'm excited to be here right now with you guys. It's going to be a good day. I have a feeling it's going to be a good day. And look, I'm seeing myself right now too. It's good. Wow, this is a great job, man. So a couple new things. We have a flip chart this time, not a whiteboard. I couldn't stand that whiteboard. I don't know if you guys can feel me on that one, but this is a flip chart. If I have to write, if I got to draw things for you, I got these massive permanent markers. If you guys want these are good for seminars. I use them for my seminars. They're called Pilot Super Color markers. Okay, I had to order them from like the States because I don't even know if they sell them in Canada. Right now we're live. Okay, we're live on Instagram. So what's up? We're live on. Is this Facebook right here?
This is Facebook.
What's up, Facebook? And then we got YouTube. Oh, that's YouTube. I got to look at YouTube the whole time. My bad. Woo, welcome. What's up, YouTube? Look, if you're watching this right now, I need you to do me a favor, okay? I'm going to put out more content every single week for you. So I'm going to hit that subscribe button right now. And now I'll bring you top quality content so that you can improve your life and your business. You can ask your questions as well at askarmin.com. You go to ASKARMIN. It's on the screen right here. All you do is go to askarmin.com right here, okay? Right there, okay? And you literally just submit your question. I keep opening up. Sorry, guys. You ask your question, and I will answer them for you on the show live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Now, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, I actually have my eyes on you here, so you can ask questions live as well, and I'll answer them. Quick coffee talk update, okay? This morning, I saw a girl in a pink Porsche. Pink Porsche was sick, by the way. Convertible, top down, just driving. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, this person's just going on with life like as if nothing's going on in the world. And I didn't get oh, she's not staying home or whatever. I'm not like that. But I do look at the fact that like there's more cars on the road. When I have to drive out to come to film at the studio, I see more people on the road. I see more people going to work. I'm starting to feel like overall, like people are going to start kind of going back to normal. I don't know. I'm not making that prediction, but I'm just thinking like maybe people are just going to go back to how things were and they'll go. Here's the biggest thing. I read a post by Russell Brunson. He posted, he's like, my biggest fear is that people will forget how to connect with each other, how to socialize. And the reason he said that was because he went to grocery shopping and the grocery store, no one would look at him, no one would say hi to him, and it was just weird. And, I commented on the post and I said, luckily, man, by human nature, we're going to want what we can't have and we're going to want the things we're deprived of. So I think actually after quarantine, we might actually appreciate human connection more. I feel like people will come out of their houses with like wow, I didn't even know what I had before. So the privilege you had to see your friends, see your family, to go out, socialize, all these things, there was such a beautiful thing that we took for granted because we did it so easily and it was free. And I feel like now more than ever, because we lost it, because we don't have access to it, we're going to actually know the value of it. And for that reason, people will actually want to socialize more, go to events more, talk to people more. Yes, it's going to be kind of awkward and weird. I'm sure for a year, even after quarantine, we're all going to be like touching things and like doing a lot of hand sanitizer just because what if, But overall, I think people are starting to realize how much we should, how much we actually have. That now that we can't have access to it, how lucky we were. So even for me, I like to do a lot of things. I like to see friends, go out, watch a movie, go to a spa. I like to do a few things that I can't right now. And I'm just really appreciating it more. Thinking I literally can only either work, for my life personally, is work, spend time with family, or sleep, or do personal stuff. So I personally am appreciating more of what I used to have before quarantine. So I hope you guys can look at it the same way. And you guys can also enjoy it, okay? So while we're on right now, by the way, oh yeah, we got to remember, guys, to put the list of things I got to remember too, right in front of you. That's the next thing. While we're on right now, you're on YouTube right now, Facebook, Instagram. Do me a favor, okay? We're trying to get this show out to as many people as possible. As you guys have told me, it's helping a lot of people, especially you guys. If you're on right now, wait, a quick share challenge just right now. I'm gonna comment this right now. Hashtag share challenge. Quickly, I'm on Facebook, Instagram as well. I'm going to quickly hashtag share challenge. Forget about the hashtag. Just click the share button. If you're on Instagram, send this to someone. Share it with someone so they can join the live. If you're on Facebook, I'm going to share this right now on your wall and get people to come on, because if they get their questions answered, this could be the big difference for their day or their week or their month looking differently, because I can help them out with something. If you're on YouTube right now, share this on your social media. Send this to someone that you know could get some help by asking questions. It's absolutely free, guys. I'm here for you guys. That's what I'm doing this for, okay? I make no money off this. I don't promote things on this. I'm literally just saying, get this out there so that I can help out. And if you have questions, you literally go to askarmin.com. And on askarmin.com, you post your questions. I'll shout you out so you can get some people looking at your stuff too. And then we'll answer questions. So I'm ready to go with the questions if you guys are up for it. Yeah, you guys are good?
Let's do it. So,
are you gonna sit here this time? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Our first question.
Hold on, one last thing. I wanted to share one last thing. I watched a movie last night. It's called Ocean's 8. It's like the sequel of George Clooney's Ocean 11, Ocean 12, and Ocean 13. It's a really well done movie. And I was watching and I couldn't help but think. I was sitting there like, damn, this is a great example of a mastermind. Because if you watch any of the Ocean's movies, so Ocean 11, oh, you put the question up. Yeah, my bad. It's okay. I'll continue. So Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and Ocean's 8. It's pretty much just a group of people come together with all specific unique skill sets, and they come together and organize themselves to rob a place or a thing or a person. Okay? And it's so professionally done. They don't hurt anyone, nothing. I'm not encouraging, I'm not endorsing to do that. What I'm saying is the movie itself is a great example of what a mastermind can do, but put it to good use, ethically do the right thing with it. But this is no different than what a business looks like. You bring together all these different people that are really good at one thing, and then the leader of them organizes them to get some end result. They all get paid out millions of dollars at the end. But it was so cool to see how they all kind of are in synchronicity together. And I couldn't help but think watching this movie, a great company looks like this, where all of the executives, the team members, whatever it is, are led by the CEO, and then the CEO knows how to organize everyone in their own strengths and skill sets to achieve a certain goal in the company. And so, cool movie to watch, and you can learn a lot of stuff just from watching how they organize themselves. So anyways, let's get into the questions. Hey to everyone that's on.
Okay, so our first question is coming from Jessica Curry. When preparing personal stories for seminars and events, how do you know where to draw the line between sharing enough information and sharing too much information? For example, sharing personal traumas with the intention to help others who may be going through a similar situation.
By the way, Jessica, thank you for asking a question on askarmin.com. I love that. So when preparing for personal stories for seminars, so if you're doing events, guys, okay, and you want to share a story, I'll tell you something. Here's some good advice. I think most people, when they're thinking about their story, unfortunately, I think most people, what they do is they think too much on themselves when they think about the story. They'll think, oh, I want to share my whole life story with the audience. You got to understand something. If you're sharing a story at your own seminar, event, workshop, whatever it is, even no matter where it is, if it's a business setting, the first thing I used to teach in my public speaking course, it's look, nobody cares. I know it sounds harsh, but no one actually cares. No one cares about my story when they come. All they want to know is, can I help them get a result? Can I help them with what their problem is? And so with that being said, the only reason I would share my own story is not only to just connect with my audience, right? So that they know more about me and where I came from, why I'm doing this today, but also to show them through my story why they're going to listen to me today and how I'm going to help them do the same thing. Does that make sense? So when you're sharing a story, you got to have the right goal in mind, right? The right goal in mind is this. By the end of this story, I want my audience to understand X, Y, or Z. So I'll give you an example. I have an online training right now, and in the training, I'm showing people how to, coaches, speakers, experts, how to get clients online or offline with less time by creating a presentation and then getting an audience for the presentation. and then making that a sales strategy so that you can spend less time, doing all this marketing stuff and just more time actually coaching and helping people. So in the story I share in that training, in the introduction, is just a story about how when my dad was dying years ago, right before it was right before one of my seminars, one of my Reborn Experience seminars, and I had to sell out the event to make the money to pay for a special treatment center for my dad. I wanted to save his life. And so I explained the story of how I went through all these different things to try to make the money, and it didn't work. And then finally, I went and actually spoke somewhere. I sold tickets to a presentation, and I filled my entire event like weeks before. And so I realized, damn, like presentations can get me clients in minutes without me having to spend hours and hours and hours doing calls and prospecting and all this stuff. So that story, the reason I shared that story was for my audience watching the training to say, oh, I understand what Armin went through. I also now could know more about him and who he is as a person, but also I understand, that I should probably do the same thing he did. So the goal of a story, a personal story, is really to share with them to who you are so they connect with you, but then to teach them how to do something. You want to teach them to do something. So Jessica, when you're telling your story in your seminar one day, I want you to think about it like this. First of all, why is the audience in the seminar? They're there for a reason. They're not there for you. They're there for them. That's just the first thing we all have to accept. Customers don't care about really the person giving them service. They just want the service to get them what they want. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean they don't care about people. I'm saying their first goal is to get what they want. Everybody thinks like this as humans. So when you're telling a story, your story should just be to effectively get the person from where they are to where they should be through your story, learning from your experience. So if you look at any great teacher in the world, any great philosopher, they share stories to teach you things. The greatest way to create belief in someone is to tell a story to them so that they come up with their own conclusion. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a really cool example actually, okay? I want to almost like draw this out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to quickly draw. Okay, let's use this flip chart. Is my head cut off or anything? We're good?
Yeah, your head's cut off.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Head's cut off. Maybe I should sit. You want me to sit? I can sit like this. Is this okay?
Yes.
Is it good? We're good? Good. We're good? Okay. So check this out. You guys can see this? Okay. So here's the wrong way to tell. Here's the reason why you tell a story. Okay. You want to share stories for the purpose of teaching someone, like making them believe what you're saying. I'll give you an example. Okay. I'm just going to give a stupid example. I'm making this up. Let's say this is the person, right? This is the person, okay, with the droopy eye. And this is you, okay? This is you. And you want, I keep looking at my camera, right? Because that one's not like, I got to talk to you too. So this is you, right? Okay? And you want to get them, you want to teach them something. Now, the wrong way to teach someone something is just to tell them a command. You just command them to do something. You say, do this. But the problem with this is they say no. Okay? Here's the reason why. When you're growing up, when your parents came to you and like mom was yelling at you, or dad was yelling at you like, go clean the room, go clean the room, go clean the room. When they're commanding you to do something, does nothing, right? Like it doesn't work because you're like, no. Because here's the reason why it doesn't work. They think the person goes, don't tell me what to do. Every one of us think like this to some degree. There's no way around this, okay? So because they're like, don't tell me what to do, the problem is now they're not open to what you're saying. Here's why stories are powerful. I almost want to see if I can do it down here. Okay, so this is the wrong way to do it. Here's the right way to do it with a story. This is you, okay? Wow, this is terrible stick man. Okay, and this is them. So if you want, this is you, right? So that's you. Can I see? Yeah, it's good, right? Okay, good. If you want them to do something or believe something or to learn what you're going to tell them, you tell them a story. Okay, now watch this. When you tell them a story, what you're doing is you're connecting like a bridge between them and you. Got this? Watch this. You connect a bridge between them and you. Okay? And you tell them some type of realization you had. Indirectly, you're going to get the person to see your realization, and then they're going to walk over the bridge and they're going to accept what you're saying. So when you tell a story, You're letting the audience come up with their own conclusion of what they need to do. But the cool part about this is you really planted the idea of what they should think because of the story. I'll give you an example. If over here mom says, go clean your room, go clean your room, go clean your room, just telling you what to do, you're going to be like, no, leave me alone. Because you're also wondering, like, why? Why is it a big deal? Da-da-da, da-da-da. So all these questions you have make you not want to believe and, like, listen to them. Now it's like, I tell you, your mom comes and says, hey, did you hear what happened to Jimmy down the street? Like, I'm just making a stupid example, but as a young kid, this might actually work. Don't parent your kids like this. This is not what I'm endorsing, but I'm saying look at how this works. Let's say mom comes to you and says, mom can't figure it out, asks dad to come and help you out. So to get you to clean your room. Dad comes in and says, hey, did you hear what Jimmy did across the street? You see what happened to him? And he's like, what happened to Jimmy? Like, well, his he didn't clean his room, and then there was I'm trying to make up a really dumb example here. There was, and then like insects started to live under the clothes that were on his ground, and they laid eggs, and then the spiders multiplied, and they went inside of him, and he had to go to the hospital, and like you just traumatize the kid. And they go, oh my god, like yeah, and that's because he didn't clean his room. If he cleaned his room, the spiders wouldn't have laid eggs under his socks. I'm just giving a stupid example. Now the kid goes, damn, dad did not say to you to go clean your room. He said, look at what happened to this person because they didn't. Now they're going to be like, well, do you want to end up like Jimmy? And you're going to say no. So you're going to go clean your room. What happened is because dad told you a story, in the story, you came up with your own decision of like, I don't want that. Now the opposite, which I would totally endorse more, by the way, guys, the opposite would be this. You say, did you hear what the great news about Jimmy? Like, what happened to Jimmy? Like, well, because Jimmy made it into this soccer team and he actually got a championship or whatever. Maybe your kid likes that, whatever. And you say, he was always very organized. They said that the reason why he got there was because he always cleaned up after himself and he cleaned his room was always clean. Now it's another way to also plant the seed in the child's mind. The kid's going like, damn, I want to be like Jimmy. I want to get what he has. Let me go clean my room. My point is a story in its essence, as a seminar leader, as a coach or an expert, whatever you do, if you're in the area of information entrepreneurship, you use stories to teach. Okay, you got to use stories to teach, metaphors, examples, analogies. That's the greatest way to teach, and also the greatest way to influence or persuade someone to do something. This is how you should do it. So now when we're talking about your question, Jessica, telling your personal story, first you have to understand why you're telling your story. Don't just share it because nobody cares. Not about your story. It's not a personal thing. Your audience doesn't give a crap. They're there for them. I had to swallow this early on. I went up there and I spent like 45 minutes sharing my story, and it was really just for me. And it was a problem. So I stopped doing that because my audience, I would see them getting tired. And eventually I learned, damn, I'm only telling them a story so that I can teach them a few things I need them to understand before we get into the program. So then I started to realize I got to tell stories in a way where they're learning something from it. Okay? The second thing you got to do to know how much of your story you should tell is this. The real secret to storytelling is what you don't say. And the problem is, and let me just get rid of this real quick. Okay, so you good? Back? Okay, so the problem is with stories, okay? The problem with stories is this. It's what you don't say. That's the real secret. And a lot of people, what they do is, straighten this out. Okay, good. A lot of people, what they do is they tell way too many details that don't actually matter. So when you're telling your story to know how much of it to tell, ask yourself this. Create like a timeline. I'm giving you guys some really good training here. If you want to be a good storyteller, listen to this very carefully. Here's how I write my stories. I create a timeline from beginning to end of the story of what happened. Major milestones. Okay, so this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Maybe it's 4, 5, 6 points. Nothing more than that, or else it's too long of a story. 4, 5, 6 major points. And then from that, I ask, inside of each point, if I don't say this part, will it take away from the message of the story? So let's say at the end of my story, I'll give you an example. Okay, I always told early on I won like awards and stuff for sharing my story about how I was reborn at 18. Okay, and at 18 years old, I almost lost my life in a car accident. So I told the story of how like the day that I almost died, I also was the greatest day of my life because in the morning I had made the most sales in my sales team, and then I became a sales manager, and so I thought I was on top of the world. And then the end of that day, it ended with me driving home at 3 a.m, and falling asleep behind my wheel, driving into a pole, big, massive utility pole, and then like almost dying. So when I tell that story, okay, my whole point of that telling that story is that I waited until the last like line in my life, the last resort to make a difference. I waited until I almost lost my life to actually realize what am I doing with myself, because I was in a job I was not happy in and I was turning into someone I didn't like. I didn't like who I was being, but I was making money. So my entire message of that story is that it doesn't matter how much money you make. It matters how you make it that determines the real experience of your life, like if you're happy or not. So when I tell that story in like the Reborn seminar, because it's based on my near-death experience, I don't have to tell them what color my car was. I don't have to tell them what I was wearing. I don't have to talk about the little small talk I had with my friend outside the car at 9 p.m. during one of the parties I was at. A lot of the things I don't have to share. So when I go through the storyline, I go, do I have to say this? And my question is this: if they don't say this part, will it take away from the message? And if the answer is yes, then I leave it in. If the answer is no, I take it out. And so the goal would be to actually condense and simplify your story to such like only the necessary elements of the story that matter, of all the things that actually happen, to lead you to the end result of what you're trying to teach them through the story. So those are my two ways of answering you back. I hope it was really helpful. I just gave some really good value in terms of how to share stories properly, not just for seminars, but in general. Two things to overview. Number one, make sure you know the message of the point of your story. Don't ever just tell a story just to tell it, or else you're literally just telling a story for yourself. It's your own ego, right? Like there's no point of that. You're not helping anyone. If you want to help people with storytelling, you got to first decide what is the end message I want them to get from this. Like, what do I want them to learn? What do I want them to believe in at the end of this? I do a really good job in showing people why they shouldn't wait till the last minute of their life until they lose everything or hit rock bottom to change, like to take life seriously. And I tell them through my experience. That's how I teach. I don't say do that. I say, look what happened to me. Then because I say that, they go, damn, I shouldn't wait until that last line too. Or else it's going to come and I'm going to end up like Armin, but it's not a big deal. I could do it. I could learn from Armin's mistake. So that's the first thing. Know the point of your story, number one, because based on that now I can answer your question, which is how do you know how much to tell? And now you only say the things that actually get them to the goal of the story. If you say something that doesn't matter, it doesn't take away from the end, that's just a waste of time. Take it out. Now, I think the third level to your question, which is like, how do you tell your story without getting emotional about it? I guess it's like, how do you, without going into the personal.
So, too much information, not enough information, without sharing. So
I just answered that. Traumas, yeah. I just answered how to do that.
So sharing personal traumas with the intention to help others who are going through a similar situation.
Right. And then so I'm going to assume that in that question as well is also like, how do you tell your story traumatically without like getting into it yourself? I'm just going to be honest with you. Number one, if you cry or if it gets to you when you share your story about something that you went through, you're not over it yet. Okay. I could talk about my dad dying in my arms without crying. I could also sit here and think about it and like start crying. I'm not saying I don't cry. I'm also not saying I'm emotionless. For a long time, I couldn't tell that story without crying. When I was touring Malaysia and I was touring, why is the live video paused? My Instagram live is paused. It says on Jeanette's side. Just double check. When I was touring Asia doing the Reborn experience, I was telling the story about my dad's cancer process. And it was like really tough because it was fresh, I didn't know how to get over it. So it was still a little bit grief was in me. So when I told the story, I had to like it was hard not to hold back tears. So I had to wait. Now I can tell the story easily. So with time and stuff, it's okay. It's gonna be okay for you if you're talking about trauma. But don't share the story if it still gets to you, like to the point where you can't handle it, like you're still a victim. Because what happens is this: when you're a speaker, when you're a speaker, okay, and you're on stage telling a story and you start getting like affected by it, the whole audience loses trust in your leadership because they're thinking you're not over it yet. So how can we listen to you? Is the problem, eh? And the second thing is this: when you're telling a story, how to not get into it is look at it in third person. So as you're telling your story, talk about it in your mind. See it as like it's happened to somebody else. Like talk about it like that. It's like you're talking about a movie you saw. You know what I'm saying? Are we good now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. We're back Instagram. So sorry something happened on the live. So this is a really long answer, but I wanted to make sure I answer in depth. And for any one of my friends who are watching this at Storytell, hopefully this is a really good training for you on exactly how to structure your story, what to say, what not to say, and how to say it without getting involved in it. The real solution to storytelling, the real secret is like I said, it's what you don't say. And secondly, first is this. There needs to be a point to the story. If you're not clear with what you're trying to get across, that's another thing, which is a part of knowing the end goal. If you're not clear with the point you're trying to make with your story, you will start saying stuff that doesn't matter. It's only when you're unclear with where you're trying to get with things. Like, have you ever heard a person tell a story like this? Oh my God, the other day I was driving down the street, and I was on my way to work, and then I saw this little dead raccoon on the side. I can't believe it, dead raccoon. Like, when cars hit, right, it hurts my heart when I see dead animals on the side. But anyways, I was driving down the street, and I was thinking to myself, that when I get to work, I want to specifically start writing my book. Okay, but then I thought to myself that one time, like, I tried to write a book, it didn't work out, but it doesn't matter. So I wanted to write this book, and then I put my window down. Next to me was this. You see what I'm trying to get with this? The person doesn't even know how to stay on track with the story. They're saying a bunch of side things that doesn't matter. And it's because I still am not clear on the end point of my goal. Maybe I'm like, okay, I want to show them why they should take action on their emotions. When they feel like they should do something, do it right away. So I don't need to say the dead animal raccoon on the side and that I put that the one time I tried it didn't work. All these things don't matter. I just got to say what matters to get to the end result, the end point of what my story is. So get clear on what the end point of your story is. And third, make sure you write a timeline of your story and take out all the things that don't matter, that doesn't take away from the end point. And third, when you tell the story, make sure you're over it, number one. And number two, say it in third person in a way so you don't associate yourself with the story like you're still there. You just talk about it like it happened, okay? Because it did happen, but like to someone else. Anyways, hope that answered the question. And Jessica's on right now. This is great information. No problem, Jess. Thanks for asking the question. By the way, what's up to everybody? Trust, Maria, Joey, Shaniza, Carrie, Leon, Yali. You got so many people on. Carmen, Annette, people from Malaysia. I love you guys. Marcel, Marlena. Okay, cool. Next question. What's going on? An IG comment. LOL. Hold on. It says LOL me, and then I laughed. Okay, good. Keep laughing for the show. All right, what's the next question?
Is success anything but to end up feeling good and satisfied with your life? That question is brought to us by MD_ZV on Instagram.
Damn. Deep question. I got to think about this one. Tell it to me one more time.
Is success anything but to end up feeling good and satisfied with your life?
My initial response was to say yes. But that's not the real answer, actually. I can't say yes to that. If I said yes, then everyone is, like most people are successful, because to some degree, everyone's kind of happy and feel good. But no. Here's my real answer, no. My answer is this, no. Here's the reason why. Feeling good is not a success. Feeling good, like I feel good when I finish eating food. I feel good when I wake up. I feel good when I do small things. So if that's the case, then what's the point of achieving anything in life, right? If that was the case, there wouldn't be like people that, have built massive successes in this world through companies, through initiatives, through organizations. That I want to say that's real success. Success, by the way, is in your definition, but there is a definition of success that I personally subscribe to, and it's from Think and Grow Rich. I learned this from my mentor, Satish Verma, where pretty much he said, look, success is your ability to change the circumstances you do not like without violating the rights of others. I'm going to say it again. Success is your ability to change the conditions and circumstances you don't like without violating the rights of others. And so with that being said, success to me, my personal opinion, is not just feeling good at the end of the day and being satisfied with your life. Because technically, every single one of us, if you give me 5 minutes with you, I can make all of you feel good and satisfied with your life, even where it's at. Whether you're in the lowest amount of poverty or the highest amount of success or somewhere in the middle, it doesn't really matter. Because that's a choice to be happy. To feel good, be happy, and be satisfied is a choice. This is deep now. We're going deep. We're going deep right now. It's a choice to feel good. It is not a goal to feel good. I'm going to say that again. It is a choice to feel good, not a goal. And so if you think feeling good and satisfied with life is success, you won't accomplish anything in your life. Like you won't accomplish much because your goal is not even a goal first of all, but it's set so low because it's as simple and instant as you think about something that makes you feel good, or you notice all the good things in your life, and then you're good. There's a really cool story I heard like a long time ago about how this is how you know if happiness is a choice or not. There was a mother that had no money, got evicted, and pretty much had to sell all her furniture, and because she had no money, and so her living room was empty now. And so the kids came into the room and said, "Mom, where's all our furniture?" Now she had the choice to be all victimized and say, here's how life is so bad, we have to sell our couches. Or what she did was, what she really did was this. She looked at the kids, she goes, "I got rid of them so we have room to dance. I got rid of the furniture so now we have more room to dance together and play." Like it makes me cry when I think about that. I get teary. Why? Because that's a choice. See, a positive attitude is a choice. And that's why this woman is very rich in the story. And that woman will get out of poverty because her thinking by default attracts to her opportunities because of how she thinks. And so that's a choice. In that case, in that scenario, she's very successful because she understood how to make the best of what she has to feel good. Now, if you want to talk about real success, I was talking about this, like, who's I talking? Was I talking to you, Upton? About success? Yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago.
While we were filming.
Yeah. I was talking about this to Upton. I'm like, what's interesting? I appreciate you too, David. David's on, Chantel's on. What's up, guys? What's interesting? I was talking to Upton about this. I said, it's kind of weird when you're at nothing in life. Like when you're starting out, you have nothing, you have no money, whatever. You're broke. I started there. All the excitement in your life comes from wanting to achieve this big thing. And then the real fun is in the process, in the progress. That's the real fun. And then it's like you hit this level of achievement, and then it's almost like, now what? And so I hit that quite quickly. And within a year and a half of my business, we did a few $100,000 within 18 months. And I had all these seminars running, and I was it was cool. And at this young age, it got to my head. I felt like 100 times more than what I had because I kind of achieved this dream I had on a feeling level. Like I felt like when I was doing a seminar with 200 people, I felt like it was 2,000. I didn't care. So my last reboard experience, a few hundred people was there. I'm like, I felt like we just did 5,000 person seminar because the feeling was there. But then it's like you hit that, and it's almost like now you can plateau, you can get complacent, you get comfortable. And even at the top, it's like at the bottom is like where the devil lives, right? It's like trying to keep you from everything. But then at the top, devil lives there as well. Why? Because when you get there, it starts to get to your head. You start falling off. You stop doing all the things that got you from here to here. And then you start drifting in life again. You start just going back to normal. And you lose everything you built. So it's almost like even at the bottom or at the top, you're always at risk to lose what you built or of just start failing. And then I asked Upton, I looked it up and I said, maybe the whole point of life, like, I don't know, I can't figure out life, but just a little theory. Maybe the entire goal is just to always be growing. Maybe it's not to actually get anywhere. Because when you get there, it sucks. Like you get there, you're happy for like a few days, maybe months, maybe a couple hours. But then it sucks. But the real enjoyment of life, like my real joy has been coming with the last 4 years, never-ending progress. Never-ending progress towards something. And as soon as I hit a goal, I wanted to hit the next goal. And even Satish taught me this, which is like every time you finish a goal, make sure you have a second goal ready to go before you even finish the first goal. This way you'll never plateau, never be complacent, never fall off. So my answer is emphatically no. This real success is not just feeling good at the end of everything. That's not success, that's a choice. That's not how you should define success because it doesn't grow your life. Real success, in my opinion, is progress all the time. Like you're changing what you don't like. And even when you get there, if you want more, you're changing that too. You're getting more without violating people's rights and you're growing. I was interviewed by a friend of mine, Reagan. If you're watching this, what's up, brother? I was in an interview with him. We did it was supposed to be a 1 hour interview. We did 2 hours and I was supposed to talk about how to get clients online. We ended up talking for 1 hour and 45 minutes about mindset and just character in business. Because that's the real problem. It's like 80% of your success in business is totally dependent on how you think and your mindset towards things. Because, I give the right formula to the wrong mind, you'll mess it up. If I give the wrong formula to the right mind, you'll figure it out. So it's all about the thinking and the mindset and then your actions. And so I spent like an hour and 45 minutes with this guy about everything I learned and like the problems with entrepreneurs thinking today. And he asked me a question personally in the interview. He said, Armin, he goes, what would you say to the person who kind of has it all figured out, but is not happy still? And I'm like, who are you asking for? He's like, myself. I said, okay, he's a young guy, but he's accomplished a lot at his age. And so I said, okay, well, what do you mean? Give me your situation. He goes, well, I have money coming in from what I do. I found my ikigai. My ikigai is like, I'm passionate about something. I found something I'm good at and it pays me as well. Whatever. That's your ikigai. Okay. So that's what he asked me, how do you find your ikigai? I say, don't name it, things that make it complicated. I know it's from the Asian culture, which is good, but I'm saying don't make it complicated. It's just a matter of having a goal, being good at it makes you money, whatever. Like it's all part of it. But anyways, he said, I make money and I'm good at it, but I'm not passionate. Like it doesn't light me up. And I asked him one question. I said, let me ask you a question, Regan. Does it challenge you? Like what you do, does it challenge you? Does it grow you? Does it demand more of you? And then he said, no. I said, that's your problem. You think you were doing everything for like the wrong reason. You just wanted to make money and get good at something. You're missing really the core of like the joy in your life, which comes from the feeling. I said, life is all feeling anyways. Like if you have $1 million in your bank account, it doesn't change your life unless you feel good about it. Right? Said, I learned this from Thinking You're Rich. The starting point of all achievement is desire. It's wanting something, having a goal. But the ending point is not getting the goal. Everyone thinks it's getting the goal. Everyone thinks, well, I finished. The starting point of my achievement is achieve the goal. No. The starting point is desire. The ending point is peace of mind. Is being happy when you get there. And along the process, by the way. But the ending point is I have peace of mind. I feel good. I not just feel good, like I'm at peace with myself. Because I can feel good but be stressed too, by the way. And I learned this from Satish. Because when he was mentoring me, he made me realize I was just an achiever. Like I never thought about why I was doing all of this. And then I switched it to I get to do all of this. I don't have to do all of this. And I learned that from Sunny Verma. He's my business coach. And I love the guy. If you're on, I love you, man. Because when I learned that I get to change my thinking to I get to do this, not I have to do this or I need to. And that's how, by the way, Reagan was talking. I said, no, you get to do this. It's a privilege to build a business. You got this all wrong. And he's like, you're right. I said, so you're doing something that doesn't grow you. And the real joy in life, you want to call it real success, is when you get to grow every day. Like I told him, I'm like, I don't do this for money. I don't give a crap if I have all the money I want in the next year. I don't care. It actually doesn't change how I feel. So feeling is a choice and it's instant. And that's what makes me feel successful. But then with that, I get to achieve so much. So hopefully to answer your question, don't let yourself believe that success is just feeling good, or else you're never going to do anything with your life because you can feel good instantly. That's not a successful place to be. You are very successful if you're happy with what you have. Great. That's also maybe successful to you. But I'm talking about, do you want to demand excellence out of yourself? You want to create a life that's exciting? You need to have a goal and it needs to excite you and it needs to grow you and challenge you. And only then will you experience what life's privilege really is, which is the opportunity to grow and go after things you want. Right? So for everyone on Facebook right now, what's up? You got Sashana who's saying Hamilton. Sashana Shante Hamilton. I remember you from Mind Valley and Vic. Damn, you got someone from high school. What's up? Keep up the good work, Armin. What's going on? Damn, it's been so long. Vic Park, Victoria Park Collegiate Institute. What's up? Thanks for watching. We got Charlotte. Charlotte from Montreal. I'm not going to say the bad word I learned when I was in Punta Cana with you and your brothers, but you know the word. So what's up? We got Sobia. We got Sue. Kelly. What's up, Kay? We got Kelly Pontes. I kind of miss you, Kay. We gotta do something. We gotta have some fun. Okay, we got a lot of people on right now. Eden. I'm not trying to name any of these IG names, but what's up, guys, on Instagram? How you doing? All right, so okay, let's go to the next question. This is two really good questions. It brought some juice out of me, so thank you. Thank you for asking. When you ask good questions, it makes me happy too, because I get to give really good answers. So what's the next question, Jay?
How do I get more people to engage on social media?
Post good content.
Are you dishing out?
Oh God, you just gotta give content every day. I'm sorry, I saw a funny video. Okay. How do you get people to engage in content? Okay. I'm gonna give you a tiny little secret of mine. If you look at my Facebook, guys, I get like not all my posts get engagement, but the ones that get engagement go into the hundreds of comments and likes. And there's this thing I learned years ago, and I learned it from where did I learn it from? Maybe it was like Jeff Walker or something. I don't even remember, but it was called a launch conversation. Okay. So I got into a habit early in my career. I got into a habit of asking questions on social media. You want engagement, ask questions. First of all, you can't be expecting engagement by just putting out something. It's like this. It's like, think of social media like a conversation. Oh, I'm about to give I can feel a really good training right now coming on. Watch this. Social media is a conversation. Okay. You got to not treat it like it's just like people. Okay. No, it's an actual human being on the other side of your post. So if it's a conversation, if I was talking to you personally like this right now, okay? If I just talk, and then stare at you, and then I go on ClearTalk and I say, God, Armin, how do I get more engagement in my conversations? Well, can you see the problem? Can you see the problem? I never asked for a response in my conversation. So if I said talk, what do you think, by the way? And the person would engage. Tell me this. I go, that's awesome because talk. And I go like, by the way, how do you feel about that? Now we got engagement. The problem with social media, what people doing social media is that they're running, like their strategy is monologue, not dialogue. Woo! Shots fired.
1 second.
You got the sound effect?
I got you. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, I can hear it? Okay, because we can't hear it, but you guys can hear it. You got to treat social media like a dialogue, not a monologue, okay? A monologue is I just talk one way and you listen. Don't make posts. Now, by the way, not all my posts are dialogue, just so you know. Like some of them are monologue, some of them. Which, by the way, reminds me, Lauren, if you're watching this, start asking questions in our emails that we send out every week. I just realized on a side note, my emails should have questions. Damn, I gotta follow my own advice on this stuff for emails. I didn't think about emails, right? Because I got a team that helps me out with some of my content. I can't sit down writing content all day, so we have a whole strategy where, they make emails and stuff. And shout out to Lauren, by the way. She gets she puts out all the emails every Monday, Wednesday. What is it? No, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Which I read them myself. I'm like, wow, because she takes my words from the show, and it's really good. So yeah, let's ask questions on these emails so people can respond. I would love respond to my emails. I'll respond to you personally. I also respond to everyone on my Instagram, my Facebook personally. I have no bots that do that, okay? My point is, though, I ask questions. If you want more engagement on social media, ask questions. Like, for example, right now, ask me a question, guys, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Comment something. I will answer it. All you got to do is go to askarmin.com, and I will answer your questions, okay? So you want engagement? Start thinking dialogue, not monologue. Don't just go blah, 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 blah. Crickets. Yeah, obviously crickets. You didn't ask for anything. But if I said da-da-da-da-da, what do you think? You post your favorite this, that. I've had comments going to the hundreds when I ask a launch conversation, okay? Launch conversation. Launch conversation just means I ask a question. And I ask a question that's interesting and people answer. You'd be surprised how many people, especially during now, that have time at home, want to share their opinions on stuff. So, ask more questions. Think about social media like a dialogue, not a monologue. And for my advertisers who are watching, same thing with ads. What's the next question? That's a great question. Hey, Sue, thanks for being here as well. Good to see you. Go. I said Sue and Siri turned on. Siri came on. Go ahead.
I miss my job. What can I do now? That question is brought to us by manaz_MGH on Instagram.
My question back to you is, what do you want? By the way, it's a great thing that you love your job, that you actually miss it. A lot of people are happy they're out of their job. That was a whole different problem. But the fact that you miss your job is great. I don't know your situation more like, did you get fired? I don't know if you got laid off. I don't know if you just can't work. But I will say if you miss your job, I'll give you a cool perspective. My brother's girlfriend works for a very multi-million-dollar tech company. And when she was working from home, she was at her house working. She was telling me how she had to like let go of like 60 people in her company. She had to be the one to fire them. So I was listening. I'm like, damn, like you got to go watch that movie Up in the Air, which George Clooney, who fires people for a living, so you can get some ideas because he was really good at like easily getting you back into your life. And she didn't watch it, but it's a good movie to watch to see how you can like life coach someone into their life without the job. Point is this though. I said, it's crazy because you're firing these 60 people. And I had this intelligent conversation with her. I said, what's crazy? They're only getting let go because of pay. Listen carefully to what I'm saying, Mahnouz. You're only getting let go for pay. Meaning the company can't afford to pay these 60 people. Nobody said they can't just work anyways. Have you noticed that? But it's only when they don't like what they do and they just want the money, right? That they're like, oh, I lost my job. You didn't lose anything. I gave her an example, and I was talking to her. Jen, if you're watching this, I love you so much. You probably watch on Instagram. So Jen's like, well, yeah, but like, what are they going to do? I'm like, look, here's the thing. If I was in your company, you had to let me go because I was an expense, I would say no problem. I still want to continue working for you guys for free. Don't worry about paying me because I enjoy doing this. I want to offer as much value as possible right now. Do you think a company's going to say, no, don't work for free for us? Unless you're bad at what you do. That's another reason. But you're not getting let go because you're bad. You're getting let go because the economy's poor. So why not work anyways? Like, what else are you going to do? And here's the cool thing. I looked at her and I said, the person who does that will never be jobless, nor will they ever be worried about money or anything like that because they're always of service, whether they're compensated or not. And you know what happens to that person? The right employers, right people, right opportunities find them and they give them very good breaks, lucky breaks. You call them lucky breaks, but they give them opportunity and their life changes. So, if you miss your job, go do your job. Just don't get paid. If you love it, go do your job. Go work. Now, if you can't work under that circumstance, no problem. Here's what I'll tell you to do. Why don't you create your own job? Why not? What if this all happened for you to learn how to do your job, but for your own business? People, if they spent the same 40 to 50, 60, or 30, 20 hours they do every week to another person's company, if they just took that and spent the same amount of time and worked just like as hard as they were for that person, for themselves and their own business, they would get ahead very quickly. So why not take the elements you loved about your job and create a business around it? Especially now, especially online. Right? And I can't give any more because I don't know what your job was, but those are two really good ideas right there. Number one, work anyways for free. And I promise you'll either get hired back, you'll get a pay raise, or the right person will find you. Okay. Everyone wants to work with that person, always willing to do more than paid for. Everyone. And second is try to create your own job at home. And I even told Jen, like Jen was saying down, like, you work for this company, you got a pay cut, whatever, because whatever, she didn't get let go. I said, you're really good at doing this stuff. You could always just do consulting. Why not create it? She's like, that's a really good idea. And she started considering it. She's probably going to get into it eventually. She was really thinking like, damn, I could consult a lot of companies because she spent easily a decade now in manager positions working with people, different types of companies. And I'm like, you could build a really good freelance business where you're on contract and you're consulting companies for the things you're good at. So anyone watching this right now, if you're really good at something that you had a job that you did, but now you don't have that job, go and sell that service by yourself as a contractor to companies that need it. That way you're not their employee, you have your own income, which gives you a lot of benefits. And second, you can sell it at any price, make sales, and that's it. Like you go out and you do what you did or consult them. That's it. So I hope that answers your question. Kaz, damn, is that the Kaz I think it is from like, oh yes, it is, man. What's up, brother? Been a while. Sashana says, thanks for the shout out. No problem, Sashana. What's up to everyone who's on right now? Jessica, Malad, Rob. So I hope that answers the question. If you miss your job, keep doing your job just for free. I promise you'll never be jobless. Number two, create a job for yourself. Create a business for yourself where you get to sell that as consulting. Let's go to the next question. I think this will be the last one. We're at 5 minutes, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Cool.
I work in a few different areas, work in a side hustle. What's the best strategy for social media or networking?
Ask the question again.
I work in a few different areas, so work and a side hustle.
Yeah.
What's the best strategy for social media or when I'm out networking?
If you were my student of like one of my programs, I would tell you that shouldn't be what you're thinking about. Oftentimes the problem isn't really actually your strategy. It's not like what you're doing. It's like your strategy of how you're going about things. So if you work in a job, which means you have less time, and you have a side hustle, which I would already be coaching you to advise you against stuff, Because I think I talked about this in one of the episodes. I don't believe in side hustles. Like, I'm not saying people can't make money with side hustles. I'm also not saying you can't be successful with side hustles. I'm just telling you that is like the last resort it should ever be. Not even like, I just don't believe in them. I can't believe in them given all the things I've learned in personal development, personal growth, and Think and Grow Rich. I cannot believe it. It's impossible. Because definiteness is the first principle of success to any great achievement in the world. Definiteness, singularness of purpose, knowing what you want and that one thing is the only thing you work on. I'll promise you this. More millionaires, billionaires you'll ever find, more of them were focused on just obsessively doing one thing that they got really good at versus the very few that maybe multitask their way to millions. Like, it's just not a smart strategy. So, if you were serious about the business, I would totally get rid of your job and go into that, because if you put yourself on the line, you will get results faster. Faster. Doesn't mean you won't get results if you don't. It just means faster. Now, if you have less time for social media networking, stop networking. Networking does not work. It doesn't mean not all the time. I'm very, you know what I was talking about yesterday? I was talking to someone. I'm like, I'm very black and white, I'm very black and white. Someone called me dichotomous once. It means very just like yes or no. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm not denying that. I am totally dichotomous. I'm 100% black and white, because I just decide if I think this way, it's a lot easier and efficient for me to get through my life. Because if I have to consider everything as a gray area, I would just waste lots of time thinking about things. But because I'm dichotomous, even if I'm wrong about my option I chose, at least I chose something and I went with it, which is definite. So I'd rather be wrong and certain in everything than be right in a sense, but always lukewarm about everything. That's a huge takeaway. I hope you guys got that, what I just said. So I'm going to be wrong. I don't care. But I need to be definite. So what I'm going to say is, yes, networking can work, but it's just played out. It's oversaturated, costs money, time, parking, a lot of crap. And so, yeah, parking. Like, have you ever tried finding parking downtown?
That's why I'm laughing, because it's so true. It's so
20 to 30 minutes, easily one time 45 minutes I was looking for parking. I'm like, I just lost 1/3 of the time of the networking event finding parking. How is this scalable? And then I'm a businessman, right? So I'm sitting there like, I want to scale this. So how do I build a system around networking events? Do I hire people to go network for me and then send them off? It just makes no sense, okay? So no, don't network. Now, social media is a great idea. Problem is, more people spend hours of their life on social media doing inefficient things that don't even directly bring them to what their goal is in the business, which is to make a sale. All right? You guys are going to see my ads soon. I'm about to start new ads, and I made one ad with what archery has to do with your business. I'm about to share that point. Let me tell you something, okay? Woo! Let me show you something, okay? Here's what archery has to do, okay, with getting clients in your business and what your goal is, right? You have a side hustle, you want to grow the business. The only way you grow a business is selling. You need to make sales. If you have, Upton, is that a good target? Damn.
You actually
wow. Me and Upton spent like 30 minutes redrawing circles.
30 minutes?
I'll show you.
They were bad. They're still bad. I think the ad I made with the circles I made, it was so bad. It looks like it has a double chin because the circle's like fat on the bottom. But this is actually really good. Okay, so look, this bullseye right here is what you're aiming at, right? What is that goal in your business? That bullseye right there is to make a sale. So you should only be doing things that take you directly to your target, which is to make another sale, which is what gets you the money to get out of the job and do the business. Sales is what grows the business, nothing else. So all the social media, the marketing, all this prospecting you do is just to get to here. The problem is this: when you're doing social media, or just generally everyone's strategies to getting growing their business, making sales, is they start aiming at things like, oh, let me try to start a show. You know, I have a show now after 4 years. I didn't need this stuff to sell how much I've sold till. I've sold close to $1 million now in my own programs without doing a show. You guys know this. I just started the show 3 months ago, and still I'm just doing it not even for money. I'm just doing it for exposure. I want to help people out. So you start doing something like, let me start a podcast. It doesn't get you direct to a sale. Or they're like, let me write a book. A book doesn't get you direct to a sale. Let me build a website. Websites don't sell people for you. They don't. I'm promising you that right now. They start doing all this stuff. Let me go to this networking event. Let me, or all the way to the side. Let me go to this retreat where I can find my inner soul. Okay, guys, listen. Going to a retreat to find your inner soul or anything close to that is like not even shooting at the board. You're shooting a whole nother, you're shooting in the sky at this point. You're shooting at a bush. That does nothing to get you closer to making a sale in your business. So my point is here, everybody's shooting all over the place. Why don't you just aim at your target and do what is the least amount of time, most efficient, most effective to get you to the end result, which is making a new sale. Here's what I mean by that now. When you're doing social media, literally only do social media so that if you're going to do it for a business, the marketing you should be doing only what gets a sale in. That is the direct form of an advertisement, a training where you offer something at the end. I think I did one of these episodes where I talked about PSO. What's that?
Sales.
Oh, yeah, nice. I talked about PSO in one of our episodes where I talked about problem solution offer. So I talked about this in one of the episodes for ClearTalk, which is PSO, problem solution offer. Every form of content you put on social media should have a problem solution offer. If at the end of it you don't have an offer, you're not aiming towards this target. You're just putting out a bunch of things that hopefully will literally hit you somewhere close. If I aim here and do something that doesn't directly take me to my client or to my new sale, I'm not going to hit it. That's just logical, to think about it this way. Give a value and then offer something you're doing to get on a call to do this. Send people somewhere, a call to action where you can actually make a sale. Don't just do things indirectly. That's not in the beginning, at least. Over time, yes. Then do things that are sideways. Problem in business is this. Okay, let me show you something that will make a lot of sense. The problem in business is this. Everybody starts here. Okay, they start here and they start doing a bunch of wide things. This is where you are. Okay, this is you. You start doing things wide. You start starting a book, show, website, blog, emails. You do things sideways. Okay, you do it surface level. The problem is this. None of these go deep. You don't actually spend enough time going deep into it and getting sales from it. So that's why you get yourself costing yourself half your day on social media thinking you're doing something. But if you don't have a clear offer for your company, your business, whatever, you don't know what your opportunity is, what your product is, what you're selling, you're not gonna hit this bullseye. So here's the thing. You need to just choose one thing and dive deep until you go all the way to your bullseye. One thing. Choose and it should have an offer at the end. Like what I teach specifically is build a presentation that you can put on a website, not a website, like a funnel. So it's like a webinar, or you could do in a person at events or speak places and just get really good at one thing that gets clients and grows your business, makes sales. If you're not doing something that takes you direct to the sale, you're wasting time. Okay, you're wasting time, especially in the beginning. You should not be doing anything that's building brand building. You don't need brand building in the beginning. Oh, get rid of this. 1 second. Okay, so point is, you don't need to build a brand in the beginning of your business. You need to make sales. Sales is what pays your bills. Sales is what's going to get you out of your job. Sales. So your bullseye should be to get a sale. So when you're doing social media, don't just do it. Do it to offer something at the end or get them to go into something where you can offer it to them. Okay, so that's my strategy to you. Make sure there's a problem you're always solving, give the solution for it, and then give the offer. If you don't have an offer, if you're not clear with it, hit me up. I can help you out with that. But if you are, just start talking about the offer. If people don't know what you're offering, they can't buy it from you. Does that make sense? Hopefully that answered the question. That was a cool little training. And stay tuned because you guys will see my ad soon. I have some really cool ads. I even have one where I shot an ad on how to get a client the day of that you watch the ad, today, in only 3 steps. And I tried it with people, by the way. It works. And I did it myself. It works. So stay tuned for my ads. My ads alone are going to give value. And then you can go watch my training, check out what I do and how I was able to grow my company. And if you like, you can literally book a call in my office and I'll talk to you personally, or one of my team members will. So, we're out here helping everybody out. So everyone's on right now. Thanks for the shout, no problem. Put on electric bikes in your trunk and park far away. I don't know what that means, Teresa.
Right into the networking event.
Oh, yeah. See, I would rather not spend my time doing any of that and just do something that works. Because that doesn't work. And by the way, guys, I used to be a networking fiend. I was a professional. You know why? Every week I would go to events and I would time myself as a competition how many leads I can get within the 3 hours I had for the event. My top score was 12. I wanted to do the math on that though. 20 minutes at least each person where I build rapport and then offer something and get their number. I don't just say, here's my card. That's not networking, by the way. Real networking is you build a relationship, figure out what they do. It takes time. 20 minutes tops times 12. That's about 240 minutes. Break that down. I was able to do that in 3 hours. And so I've been there, guys. And then I had to follow up with these people, all 12 of them. Half of them didn't pick up. And the one or two that did, it was an awkward, uncomfortable sales call where I'm like, they know I'm trying to sell. I hated it. But I was doing it because I thought there's nothing else to do until I learned how to do presentations. Doing presentations, presenting, is the key to making sales. It doesn't matter what business you're in. So you can always hit me up and I can help you with that. But other than that, take my advice on what I just said and it'll help you out. Love you guys so much. By the way, we're going to wrap up the show now. Make sure you go to askarmin.com. Get your questions answered so I can answer them for you on the show and I can shout you out. And also share this right now. If you love the show, if you thought it could help someone else, send it to someone else on Instagram, send it to someone on Facebook or share it on your page or on YouTube, share it on your social platform so that we can help you out. If you're on YouTube, by the way, click that subscribe button and I'll give you some great content. Okay, so I love you guys so much. My name is Armin Shaffi. I am the host of the #1 show, the ClearTalk show for entrepreneurs who need clarity and obviously life clarity as well. And yeah, we have fun. You ask questions, we're going to answer them. And I'm going to give you many little trainings in the middle of everything. What's going on here? We got another question?
On IG, just talk to
Well, thanks for the positive energy. No problem, Saba. What's that?
Norris asked the question. We'll get you next week. Norris Adele,
What's the question?
can you expand on how being black or white helps you?
Black or white? Oh, yeah, sure. We'll talk about that in the next episode.
In the next episode.
Norris, come back next week, Monday, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to answer your questions and go deep on topics that you probably can't get deep anywhere else. Okay, love you guys so much. Are we going to end it off now?
I'm going to end it off with our song.
Okay, cool. We're getting off with the song. Let me know. Awesome. See you guys later, and we'll see you next week. Catch the episode on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wednesday, you'll get an email from me. If you're not in my email list, let me know. I can add you to it. And you'll get a recording on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and search up ClearTalk with Armin, and you can see my entire playlist, okay, guys? Or go to my Instagram, and the link is in the bio to my whole playlist for ClearTalk. And if you're on Facebook, thank you for watching and asking cool questions. Love you guys so much. See you guys next Monday.